Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. So today we are talking about this book. This is The Waters and Fires of Avalon, Magical Rites from a Glastonbury Pilgrimage by Christopher Penczak and the Temple of Witchcraft. So this is a relatively small book. It's about 120-ish pages. Again, not too big, but it's a really interesting concept that you don't see very often in the witchcraft community. And this is basically just them sitting down and telling you about their adventures. So they go through each day of their trip and they talk about their experiences that they had. It shifts different perspectives, which is kind of nice. So you get to see different people, like how they would describe it, how they would describe the other people there and the environment. So they talked about all of the different sites that they went to. They picked a few different ones. Obviously, if you're going to England, you gotta go to Stonehenge or wherever. I don't know if it's actually in England, but whatever. The UK. They went to like the Glastonbury area and like the tour. They did the wells, like the red and white springs and stuff, and the Roman bathhouse thing, and they just did a few different stuff. And I loved that they mentioned how it's like we create this image of in our minds of like these beautiful ancient pagan sites, but they're still like used today. So it's like you're like meandering up there and you're like, oh, there's just like sheep everywhere. Okay, like the most random stuff. Like they're still using that land that our ancestors used thousands of years ago for like raising their cattle, and like, you know, it's the little things that you're just like, same though. It's just really fun to get to read through and see their experiences and how they described it, and also might give you some ritual ideas if you go on your own pilgrimage. Of course, the rituals will vary and they don't go into a whole lot of detail, but they kind of do. Some of them, it walks you right through it. Others, you just kind of briefly talk about it here and there. But again, for as small as this book is, it really does pack a punch. It does tell you a lot. It gives you really good details on kind of just like what they did. And it was about, I think, 11 years ago. I think they went in 2011. And it's just fun to get to see what they were up to. So this is a pretty short review because that's literally all this book is about. I just would recommend it if you are interested in reading about other people's experiences going on a pagan pilgrimage. And again, I love reading Penczak. He's a really good author. So if you like his writing and you want to see what the temple's up to a little bit, this gives you a nice little sneak preview. The fun thing was when I was starting to read this, I was reading this right before our wedding, and it was because of this book that I learned that the day I picked to get married is the Feast of Hecate. And I was like, well, here we go. So we got married on the day that is dedicated, at least in their tradition. I don't know if it's official or not, but at least in their tradition, dedicated to the Queen of the Witches, the goddess of magic. And I'm like, obviously she's over other things, but it's kind of her main deal with them. And I'm like, well, hopefully she blesses our day, because, oh my, weddings are crazy. But yeah, I only found that out because of this book. Otherwise, I just picked it because it was like we had a time crunch to fit it into, and I was like, well, this is a day to do it, so cool. But anyways, then I read that and I was like, oh, that makes it a little better. So anyways, that was a little fun thing that we had with this book. So I'd love to hear your thoughts on this one in the comments down below if you've read it. If you've gone on a pilgrimage, I would love to hear how that went for you. Where did you go? What did you do? If you're comfortable sharing, I would love to hear in the comments or as a video response. And of course, do make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I post every single day. Once more, we are back on schedule, and I do have a Patreon, patreon.com/nightwillowcrafts. I post over there a couple times a week. And currently I am talking about my wedding a little bit more in detail and stuff, so if you wanted to hear how that went, it's over there. Until next time, thank you so much for watching, and blessed be.